Few names in chess history inspire as much admiration, mystery, and controversy as Bobby Fischer. To some, he was the greatest chess player who ever lived. To others, he was a troubled genius whose brilliance came at a tremendous personal cost. But one thing is certain. Bobby Fischer changed chess forever. He challenged an entire Soviet chess empire, became a global celebrity, and inspired millions to learn the game. This is the incredible story of the man who transformed chess from a quiet intellectual pastime into an international phenomenon. This is the story of Bobby Fischer. Bobby Fischer was born on March 9, 1943, in Chicago, Illinois. Raised primarily by his mother, Fischer grew up in Brooklyn, New York. At the age of 6, his life changed forever. His sister bought a simple chess set. What began as a childhood curiosity quickly became an obsession. Unlike most children, Fischer wasn't interested in toys, sports, or television. He spent countless hours studying chess. Day after day. Night after night. By the age of 13, he was already defeating some of America's strongest players. A chess prodigy had arrived. In 1956, Fischer played a game that would shock the chess world. At only 13 years old, he faced experienced master Donald Byrne. During the game, Fischer unleashed a stunning queen sacrifice. Most spectators believed he had made a mistake. They were wrong. Move after move, Fischer demonstrated extraordinary foresight. His attack was flawless. The game became known as the game of the century. Suddenly, the chess world realized that a future champion had emerged. Fischer's rise was astonishing. In 1958, at just 15 years old, he became the youngest Grandmaster in history at that time. He was no longer simply a talented teenager. He was now competing with the strongest players on earth. Yet Fischer faced a major challenge. At the time, chess was dominated by the Soviet Union. For decades, Soviet players had controlled the World Championship. Many believed no outsider could break their dominance. Fischer had different plans. During the Cold War, chess became much more than a game. It became a symbol of national prestige. The Soviet Union invested enormous resources into developing chess champions. World champions such as Mikhail Botvinnik, Tigran Petrosian, Mikhail Tal dominated international competitions. Fischer often accused Soviet players of helping one another through prearranged draws and cooperation. Whether true or not, Fischer believed he was fighting an entire system alone. And that belief fueled his determination. By the early 1970s, Fischer was playing the best chess of his life. His performances were unprecedented. In the candidates' matches, he crushed elite opponents with unbelievable scores. He defeated Mark Taimanov 6-0. Then he defeated Bent Larsen 6-0. Results like these were almost unimaginable at the highest level. The chess world was stunned. Fischer wasn't merely winning. He was dominating. Soon, only one obstacle remained. The reigning world champion. In 1972, the world stopped to watch. The World Chess Championship was held in Reykjavik, Iceland. The challenger, Bobby Fischer. The champion, Boris Spassky. But this wasn't just chess. It was America versus the Soviet Union. Capitalism versus communism. The Cold War played out over 64 squares. Millions followed the match. Television stations covered every move. Newspapers around the world published daily reports. The match itself was dramatic. Fischer lost the first game. He nearly forfeited the second. Many believed the match was over. But Fischer fought back. Game after game, he outplayed the champion. Finally, after weeks of intense battle, Fischer won. For the first time in decades, the Soviet monopoly on the World Championship had been broken. A new king of chess had arrived. Fischer's victory created a phenomenon known as chess fever. Across America and much of the world, interest in chess exploded. Millions purchased chess sets. Chess books sold out. Schools started chess clubs. New players entered tournaments. For perhaps the first time in history, a chess player had become an international celebrity. Fischer had accomplished something extraordinary. He had made chess mainstream. After becoming world champion, Fischer shocked the world. He largely disappeared from competitive chess. In 1975, he refused to defend his title due to disagreements over championship rules. As a result, he lost the championship without playing a match. Over the years, Fischer became increasingly isolated. He made controversial statements and largely withdrew from public life. The brilliant champion who had conquered the chess world seemed to vanish. Yet his legacy remained. Today, Bobby Fischer remains one of the most influential figures in chess history. His contributions transformed the game. He popularized professional preparation. He inspired generations of players. He demonstrated that a single individual could challenge an entire system and succeed. Many modern champions, including Garry Kasparov and Magnus Carlsen, have acknowledged Fischer's impact on chess. His games continue to be studied by players worldwide. His brilliance remains timeless. Bobby Fischer's story is one of extraordinary genius. A young boy discovers chess. A prodigy rises to challenge the most powerful chess system in the world. A champion inspires millions. And a legend changes the game forever. More than 50 years after his greatest triumph, Bobby Fischer remains one of the most fascinating figures in sports history. Not just because he won, but because he transformed chess itself. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And tell us in the comments. Was Bobby Fischer the greatest chess player of all time? Thanks for watching. See you in the next chess documentary.